Hello, you're watching us live from the RTD channel and welcome to RTD's English News Edition, the top stories. Foreign ambassadors presented their credentials today to the head of state. In Libya, they're daily fighting near Tripoli airport. Thank you for joining us. The President of the Republic, Anglais, has received today at the Presidential Palace the letters of credence of 4 new foreign ambassadors accredited to the country. These 4 ambassadors are the Ambassador of Japan, Koshio Natani, the Burundian Ambassador Indebarushima Diodone, the Ambassador of the Republic of Finland, Helena Erkasin, and the Ambassador of the Swiss Confederation, Daniel Hon. In the first place, President Geli received the credentials of the Japanese and Finnish diplomats. I note that the only Koshi Antony, the new ambassador of the State of Japan to the Republic of Djibouti, is a resident ambassador. He has the status of Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the State of Japan to the country. During the ceremony dedicated to the delivery of his letters of credence, Mr. Koshi spoke at length of his motivation to work for the strengthening of economic relations between our two countries. He also used this audience to thank our country for its resolute support for the self-defense forces present on Djibouti soil, which participate in the anti-piracy operations.
De transmettre à votre Excellence un message dans lequel Sa Majesté souhaite sincèrement que les relations d'amitié et de fraternité existant déjà entre le Japon et la République de Djibouti s'approfondissent davantage. Je suis honoré de pouvoir m'engager dans le renforcement du partenariat d'exception qui lie nos deux pays. Monsieur le Président, le gouvernement du Japon veut aussi exprimer sa profonde reconnaissance concernant votre soutien résolu aux forces d'autodéfense japonaises présentes sur le sol djiboutien, qui participent aux opérations anti-piraterie en coopération avec les troupes d'autres pays. Par ailleurs, je me réjouis de nos relations de confiance renforcées par la coopération que nous menons afin de promouvoir le développement socio-économique de Djibouti. Tout en reconnaissant la base solide de nos relations existantes, je suis pleinement prêt à œuvrer à mon mieux afin de faire progresser les relations à une phase renouvelée. Je suis convaincu qu'un tel avancement est dans l'intérêt mutuel de nos deux pays. En effet, je suis persuadé qu'une participation accrue des entreprises japonaises dans l'économie djiboutienne contribue à une croissance plus inclusive et par conséquent plus viable à long terme.
Thereafter, the head of state received the credentials of the new ambassador of the Republic of Finland accredited to Djibouti, with residence in Addis Ababa, Ms. Helena Erkasin. The President of the Republic, Anglais, wished a warm welcome to the new ambassador of the Republic of Finland to our country and seized the occasion of this ceremony to rejoice in the nature of friendship relations between the Republic of Finland and the Republic of Djibouti.
To support regional cooperation, regional integration and stability. We have one country of yours also in common, Somalia. We have 20,000 Somalis in Finland, Finnish citizens, most of them nowadays. So we work also in Somalia together with you. Finland is an active member of European Union. Djibouti is an active member of African Union, IGAD and Arab League. So we are both very strong supporters of regional cooperation. So may I just finish? Djibouti the best success in implementing economic, social and political reforms and in playing active role in regional integration and stabilization. During my years as an ambassador to Djibouti, I am ready to share Finland's experiences in various fields and work with you and the people of Djibouti. I trust that we have common goals and we can continue cooperation and good relations. Thank you so much. Honourable President, allow me to present the letter of credence by which the President of the Republic of Finland, Mr. Sauli Niinistö, has accredited me, Helena Airaksinen, to be the Ambassador of Finland to the Republic of Djibouti, as well as the letter of recall of my predecessor.
Then the ambassador of Burundi, Ndabagushima Dieudonné, presented his letters of credence to the President of the Republic, Ismail Margele, in his capacity as Ambassador Extraordinary Plenipotentiary of Burundi in the Republic of Djibouti. The ambassador conveyed the greetings of the Burundian President to President Gele.
De la République de Djibouti, j'ai l'honneur de vous remettre les lettres de créance qui m'accréditent en qualité d'ambassadeur extraordinaire et plénipotentiaire à la République de Djibouti avec résidence à Addis Abeba. Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président.
And lastly, the ambassador of the Swiss Confederation, Daniel Hahn, presented his credentials to the President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Margele, in his capacity as ambassador of the Swiss Confederation in the Republic of Djibouti. Several topics of common interest were discussed during these meetings, and the President of the Republic welcomed the new ambassadors in the Nafel to wish them success in fulfilling their mission. Everything will be done to get to find from the government and the Djiboutian authorities all the assistance necessary for the accomplishment of your taxes, added the head of state. Attended the ceremony, the head of the Djiboutian diplomacy, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and the diplomatic advisor of the President, Fathiya Jama'uddin.
Ceci avec les meilleurs vœux de mon gouvernement, le Conseil fédéral suisse. Je m'engagerai et je me réjouirai de m'engager pour le développement et l'intensification de nos relations durant mon mandat. Merci beaucoup de me recevoir.
As part of the Social Action Week, the Secretary of State for Social Affairs, Mrs. Muna Osman Aden, has sponsored this Monday, December 15, at Ali Sabih region, a ceremony for the winners of the Probaja competition for the second cycle organized by the Djibouti Social Development Agency. This ceremony, apart from the officials in the public, will have gathered in all and for all 90 beneficiaries for a total of 30 projects, 8 projects and Al-Adin, 8 at Asamo, 5 projects at Holhol, and 10 projects at Ali Sabih. Realized within the support of the Japan Fund for Social Development and administrated by the World Bank, the project for the promotion of youth and employment in handicrafts has the essential objective of improving the accessibility of young people and women to opportunities for income and job creation through training and financial support for the implementation of their income-generating activities. First, in Djibouti, with the organization of a joint training between Coast Guards and elements of the logistic support base of China in Djibouti, this training focuses on the fight against piracy. The Djiboutian Coast Guard Naval Training Center yesterday welcomed the launching ceremony of the fourth joint exercise between the Djiboutian Coast Guards and the logistic support base of the People's Army of China at the Coast Guard Training Center located in Durale. The Special Commando Unit Against Terrorism and Fight Against Maritime Piracy of the Djiboutian Coast Guards and the People's Army of China will participate in this exercise that will last for 7 days. The main objective of this exercise is to strengthen the capacities of cooperation and coordination between the two entities in order to reinforce the safety and the security of the Djiboutian maritime domain, but also that of the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb in the Gulf of Aden. The commander of the logistics base of the People's Army of China welcomed the start of this force exercise that brings together the forces of the two countries and stressed that this was the first step for a strong cooperation in the future. Colonel Vice Admiral Boukore, commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard, for his part, has recalled the historical cooperation ties that bind the Republic of Djibouti and the People's Republic of China, and ties that have strengthened the knowledge and skills of the Coast Guards. This exercise is a new testimony of a strategic partnership between the two countries, said Colonel Vice Admiral Boukore. And after the launch of the first joint exercise between the Djiboutian Coast Guards and the Djibouti Logistics Support Base in the People's Army of China, demonstrations exercise on self-defense were held at the Durale Training Center. This demonstration brought together two commando teams of the Coast Guards and the commando team of the Chinese base. This training is intended to strengthen the relations and capacities of cooperation and coordination between the two countries. In order to reinvigorate the councils of the district of 3 communes of the city of Djibouti, the mayor of the city of Djibouti, Fatouma Awale Osman, organized the ceremony within the UNFD. Neighborhood councils are active members of the civil society. They are composed of 15 people from all departments who will contribute to the exercise of active citizenship for better governance and sustainable development. The councils of the districts will be in charge of exercising the good governance and to remain in the listening of their fellow citizens by sending a precise report to the president of the commune, which goes in his turn to hand this report to the city council of Djibouti. The National Institute of Djibouti hosted a ceremony of end of training to the personnel of various ministries. This training is part of the administrative reform for state agents and local authorities. It was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Labor and Administrative Reform. This end of training ceremony saw the participation of the Director of ENAP and the Secretary General of the Ministry of Labor. And let's remind that this training is intended to improve the capacity of agents of this state. As part of the medical surgical caravan that started in the northern regions, the National Institute of Public Health of Djibouti launched spraying operations to eliminate mosquitoes, flies and related vectors. Teams from the National Institute of Public Health of Djibouti, composed of entomologists and hygiene officers, will carry out identifications and destructions of larval breeding sites in all residential neighborhoods of Tadjoura. This prospective operation will map and destroy larval sites, potential vectors of malaria, and these operations took place in Tadjoura as well as the different sub-prefectures of the region. The purpose of this spraying operations is to reduce the multiplications of mosquitoes, the main factor of malaria transmission, to act on flies and insects responsible for diarrhea infections or other diseases. The Djiboutian Football Federation yesterday awarded sports equipment to the various women's football teams participating in the national championship. These sports facilities are being granted a few days before the launch of the women's football championship scheduled for next Thursday at the Fahad Stadium of the municipality of Belbela. The material distribution ceremony was chaired by the president of the Djiboutian Women's Football Commission. A total of 9 teams benefited from these equipments. In other news outside our borders, at least 9 people died in fighting in the Mitika airport near Tripoli on Monday following the attack on armed group the Libyan National Unity Government said on Tuesday. The number of wounded or the civilian or military casualties is unknown. Early Monday, the management of the Mitika International Airport, the only one of the operational capital, announced the suspension of air traffic because of the fighting. All roads leading to Mitika Airport and its areas were cut off. Mitika is a former military platform used for civilian traffic to replace the international airport of Tripoli, several damaged in 2014 by fighting. To date, only Libyan airlines operate in the country. The European Union has banned all Libyan companies in its airspace for security reasons. It is here we close this national edition. Thank you for joining us on RTD and have a good night.